Ready? All right, I'm gonna call this meeting in order. If everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. This is gonna sound really good with a room full. I don't like it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ooh, that sounds good. All right, make it a roll call, please.
Alderman Butler.
Here.
Alderman Flores.
Here.
Alderman Galloway.
Here.
Alderman Gardner.
Here.
Alderman Snyder.
Here.
We have 6 Alderman present.
All right. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes of July 5th, 2022? And if so, are there any amendments or motions? Motion was made by Alderman Campbell, second by Alderman Gardner, to adopt the minutes of July 5th, 2022 as presented. All those in favor? All right, we have no ceremonial matters, no scheduled visitor to guests. First reading bills. Mr. Gardner.
All right, I move we put bill 3383 on its first reading.
Motion was made by Alderman Gardner, second by Alderman Campbell, to place bill number 3383 on its first reading by title and description only. All those in favor?
An ordinance authorizing the city to enter into a contract addendum with Capital Paving and Construction LLC for certain street and sidewalk improvements.
Mr. Parsons.
Are we on?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, I'll make this quick. We've got a full room, but we do have some special guests this evening. As you all know, this has been the largest project that we've ever taken on in the city of Ozark when it comes to both streets and all the different pedestrian improvements that we've done. We've got a change order in front of you if you want to click through. Yeah. We did provide you with a very detailed breakdown. We worked with Cochran on that to show you the individual items that were within that change order. But I'm going to move around if that's all right. I just want to show you where we're at in the process now. We're over on Hall Street. What we've done as we move to the north, we've encountered some areas of concern, and those basically are reflected within that change order. Not only areas of concern, I shouldn't say just that. We've also found opportunities because in this project, we've had multiple utility companies involved. We've been able to relocate some utilities, and we've been able to do things like what we've done around the city hall. So if you want to keep going, you know, we're in a situation out here with a driveway that doesn't drain well. I should say a parking lot / used to be a driveway. It doesn't drain well. We've got all these nice amenities that we've been able to do thanks to the transportation sales tax, but we wanted to add that to it. Additionally, the other big item on your change order, this wall on the north side of City Hall, when we started excavating that literally started crumbling. I remember calling Steve and saying, meet me on the north side. I mean, it was just turning into powder. So we had to rebuild that wall completely. But I will say this is the first time since I've been working here, and I know since Steve's been working here, we've had the opportunity to do a few things right when it comes to having a good contractor in place and having the funding available to really make a difference in the downtown. And I think we should lead by example as well. If we're requiring all these other design standards to be in place, I think we need to lead by example. So I hope that's evident throughout this project. If we have any specific questions, you can kind of scroll through here. Yeah, some of these are the vertical curb that you'll see. I got a picture of the wall there. Like with the outsides of these buildings, the exterior buildings, we had to build a vertical curb around the building to match the existing stucco and to weatherproof. So there were several things that as the project came along, we felt like now was the time to do that. We just this morning met and signed the notice to proceed for the next phase. So we're on Hall Street grading right now, and we're heading east to try to get Tiger Paw done before the kids arrive, which is August 23rd, a date that's burned into our brains right now. So, but this week we'll be passing out flyers. So this is to kind of catch up, to make us whole, to explain. And I hope you all have been getting the emails. I hope you feel like you're involved in the project and you're getting those updates. But I would like to also take this opportunity. Capital Paving is here this evening. They're really the ones, the GC for this project. And they've been handling the majority of the day in, day out paperwork. And I gotta be honest, when we first took this project, it was under Jernigan. You guys might remember the Jernigan quarry. Capital Paving came in and we were a little nervous, and I can say this with no hesitation. The transition has been smooth and we are very appreciative of their staff. The communication is amazing. The professionalism is amazing. And they've been a good neighbor, and I hope they continue to be a good neighbor, because the quarry, as you know, is right here on the north side of town. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions, if I can answer them, or I can hand it over to Jeff right now, if you'd like, just to put a face with the name.
Sure.
Okay. Jeff, you want to put you on the spot?
If you don't mind, just to go ahead at the podium there, give your name and address to the clerk.
My name is Jeff Kramer with Capital Paving, and our address is 3240 East Ridgeview Street, Springfield, Missouri, 65804.
It's your time to shine, my friend.
All right.
No pressure.
Kind of just to go off of what Jeremy was talking about, it's been a pleasure working with you guys over the course of the last year. We're able to get the 2021 project. It came out for bid. That was the first one as capital that we've been awarded through you guys. It's pretty much a very complex project in downtown here. There's a lot of variables with existing conditions that, I mean, you can't just draw all of them up on a set of plans and expect it to go just as planned. Feel like with the teaming that we've had with Jeremy and his folks, that we've been able to overcome a lot of that without having to get to a change order. We've just been able to basically, okay, we know that this is what we have to do here. And it's been great. I know that there's probably been some frustration from time to time with the residents all throughout the city. There's been a lot of areas torn up, but to make progress, sometimes you just have to go through those phases. And I feel like it's been great to be able to talk with Jeremy and the staff to make decisions that we weren't just chasing a date on a calendar. We were doing things that made the most sense for the city and for progress. That's part of the reason Hall Street it's still under construction, but we didn't want to open that up prior to this point, because we probably would have had a lot of issues with unsuitable soils and all of that. So it's gonna make things work out better for all of us. And we definitely look forward to this next section of work in 2022. As he mentioned, we talked about the schedule on that this morning, and we've got a path forward. And I really feel like it's going to go much, much quicker than downtown was. Not going to affect near as many people either. So all great things, and just happy to get to work with you all. We are kind of the new kids on the block, but we're here to stay. We're the new neighbors in town, and just want to have that teaming relationship from here on out. So,
Perfect. Does anybody have any questions? All right, appreciate it. Thank you very
All right,
much. Any
thank you.
questions for Mr. Parsons with regards to the project? Is there anyone in the audience that have anything to speak on this topic this evening? Hearing none from the audience, I'll give the floor back to Mr. Parsons for any additional comments.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one more thing. You know, I know this has been a long project and it's been, challenging at times, but this weekend, I've got a slide in there somewhere. If you were able to participate, if you keep going back, I believe, if you were able to participate in the Cruise in the Square, it's in there somewhere, Steve, I apologize. But
I believe
that
it was at the end of the slide.
yeah, maybe it was at the very end, but that was a great event. And we saw some amazing vehicles, saw a lot of familiar faces, had a good fish fry. And it was just kind of the culmination of what we're trying to do here. And that's breathe life back into the historic city. And to see that take place, it was fun. And to be honest, a few of those cars probably shouldn't have driven those roads 2 years ago because they would have come out a little more banged up. But to see that take place, it just makes you feel good to see the community rally around events like that. And this is the first of many. Get ready for Oktoberfest. It's going to be a big one. So I just wanted to say thank you for all those that came out, and thank you to the Historic River District, the work that they're doing to promote the downtown. That's an amazing ally, an amazing partnership that we have there. So.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, any additional questions, comments, concerns with regards to the bill as presented? Hearing none, we'll hold this bill over till the next legislative session. Resolutions, Mr. Flores.
I move to read resolution 1970.
Motion was made by Alderman Flores, seconded by Alderman Campbell to read resolution number 1970. All those in favor?
A resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Ozark, Missouri, approving one appointment to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
All right. Lacey Colbert has served the city in the past on the Historic Preservation Commission. And when that commission was taken out of service, she said if there was any time or anything that she could do to assist the city of Ozark, she'd be willing. I believe she'd reached out to Mr. Smith, Cameron Smith, the Planning and Development Director, and talked to him. I reached back out to her. We had a good conversation. She said she would like to serve on the Planning and Zoning Commission, and that's why I brought her forward in this resolution to serve in that capacity. If anybody have any questions with regards to the resolution as presented? All right, perfect.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 1970.
Motion was made by Alderman Flores, seconded by Alderman Campbell to adopt resolution number 1970. All those in favor? That is unanimous. All right. Second reading, final passage of bills. Mr. Flores.
I make a motion that we table bill 3376 and two subsequent bills 3377 and 3378.
Second.
Motion was made by Alderman Flores, seconded by Alderman Galloway to table bills number 3376, 3377, and 3378. We need a roll call on that or just a simple aye? All right, all those in favor of tabling? That is unanimous. Give me a second here to catch up. Moves us on to Mr. Gardner.
I move with bill 3380 on the second reading by title only.
Motion was made by Alderman Gardner, seconded by Alderman Campbell to place bill number 3380 on the second reading by title and description only. All those in favor?
An ordinance adopting revisions to the City of Ozark design standards for public improvements.
All right, is there any additional questions, comments, concerns with regards to bill number 3380? Before we do that, I forgot to announce there was a small amendment to the agenda as it was presented. We will not be, the next ordinance will not be 22042, but it will be 22-043. There was a small clerical error made there. So if there's no additional questions, comments, or concerns, if there's a motion, that would be the bill, or pardon me, the ordinance number.
All right, I move to adopt bill 3380 as ordinance 22-043.
Motion was made by Alderman Gardner, seconded by Alderman Campbell to adopt bill number 3380 is ordinance number 22-043. May I get a roll call vote, please?
Alderman Snyder.
Aye.
Alderman Galloway. Alderman Campbell.
Aye.
Alderman Alder. Alderman Flores. Alderman Gardner. We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
Okay, Mr. Galloway.
Place bill number 3381 on the second reading by title.
Motion was made by Alderman Galloway, seconded by Alderman Campbell, to place bill number 3381 on its second reading by title and description only. All those in favor?
An ordinance reaffirming the gross receipts tax to be imposed upon electric corporations conducting business within the city and matters related thereto.
Any additional questions, comments, concerns with regards to bill number 3381? Hearing none.
Your Honor, I move that we enact bill number 3381 as ordinance number 22-044.
Motion was made by Alderman Galloway, seconded by Alderman Campbell, to adopt bill number 3381 as ordinance number 22-044. May I get a roll call, please?
Alderman Alder. Alderman Gardner. Alderman Flores. Alderman Campbell. Alderman Galloway.
Aye.
Alderman Snyder. We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
Mr. Galloway.
Your Honor, I move that we place bill number 3382 on its second reading by title only.
Motion was made by Alderman Galloway, seconded by Alderman Gardner via aye, to place bill number 3382 on its second reading by title and description only. All those in favor?
An ordinance calling an election in the city of Ozark, Missouri to be held on November 8th, 2022, to submit to the qualified voters the question of whether the city shall levy a local use tax.
All right. Any additional questions, comments, or concerns with regards to the bill as presented? Nothing? Nothing? I think it's a great opportunity for the city of Ozark to ask the citizens to help support public safety and level the playing field with our brick and mortar businesses. So hopefully that they will take that into consideration and assist us as we defend our police, not defund our police. Oh, Bruce wants to talk.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you changed your mind?
I talked last time.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I would like to ask everybody's support with regards to this when it comes November. Hearing no additional comments or questions, I'd entertain a motion to adopt.
To enact bill number 3382 as ordinance number 22-045.
Motion was made by Alderman Galloway, seconded by Alderman Gardner, to adopt bill number 3382 as ordinance number 22-045. May I get a roll call, please?
Alderman Flores. Alderman Alder. Alderman Snyder. Alderman Campbell. Alderman Galloway. Alderman Gardner. We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
All right. Report of officers, boards, and committees. City Administrator Steve Childers.
Mayor, all I have is just to remind the board that normally our non-legislative work session is the third Thursday of the month, but remember we moved that to the fourth Thursday of the month to accommodate our visitors. So that will be not this Thursday, but our non-legislative work session will be on the 28th. That's next Thursday. So.
Okay, perfect.
So that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Nothing further. Planning and Development submitted a written report. Mr. Smith, would you like to come up and elaborate on that and answer any questions that there might be?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple updates. Sonic reached out to them this morning to get an update kind of where they're at. They're hoping the second week of August to be up and running. So we'll track that and see how that goes. They're having some difficulties getting some electric panels. They're way behind on getting that shipment of electric panels. There's been some questions and discussions about Starbucks. 3-4 weeks ago, we fully permitted that project. At the time of permitting, we were made aware about some discussions about a proposed future property line on that property. The original parcel is bigger than Starbucks needs. They've been working with a future tenant to divide that property at a later date with a future property line. They just recently came to agreements on that property line and resubmitted plans last week of an updated site plans, shifting the site around a bit. So staff is reviewing those plans now. Hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll get that permitted again. So you'll see that hopefully happening soon. I know there's been some discussion recently about the single family ordinances that staff has been working on. We'll give you an update on that. Staff has met with the Home Builders Association a few developers, and a few of the design professionals. The feedback staff received is they really were not interested in any requirements for common areas, amenities, or any architecture elements or features on buildings. Staff did ask what they would support, and what it came down to is nothing in the ordinance that required that, and they also are still looking for smaller lots. So that is the feedback we got from some of those. The anticipation, I think, is on a non-legislative meeting to bring that back to the board for further discussion and see how the board would like for staff to continue with that. But at the moment, right now, we've kind of got two draft examples, one requiring a lot of amenities that were discussed, and a prior example of no amenities at all. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right, Ms. Alder.
Do you have a,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll come back.
Well,
Save the best for last.
They're both solid. They're moving along. They're working on if you've driven by the site, they got their footing foundation completed. They've been working on the under slab. Now we got some slab poured. So they're moving on fairly quickly. I do not have an anticipated date of opening, but I would imagine probably in the next 3-4 months we'd see that opening.
thank you.
Yeah. Yes, I did not have an opportunity to meet with them. I was happened to be out with COVID. But anyway, the representatives came from north out of state, flew down and met with, I believe, Mr. Childers and Mr. Jackson, I believe, Mayor Jackson, and then show me Christian County. They kind of done some tour around Ozark, and then I believe they hit some of the other communities they're working in right now as well. So.
They did. They came into town. They very interested in being a community partner. They just don't want to have a business here to make money, but they want to have a business here to be a good community partner and give back in the community. They detailed out some different programs that they have, the way in which they treat their employees and how they hold them as family members, not employees. And it was very refreshing to see a business that took the time to bring 6 different high-ranking staff members, from the HR director to the community enhancement director to the project manager to the real estate director, to take their entire day to come to Ozark and walk around our square. They visited with the school district. They're looking to be really good partners in our community. And I think that's going to be a blessing to us, to not just have additional opportunities for sales tax collection, but to have someone that's going to be invested in our community. And they said of all the towns that they were visiting, they really liked Ozark the best. Of course, they were going to Republic. So, I mean, but anyway, I may have made that last part up. Mr. Campbell, well, I like Ozark better than Republic.
May or may not. 2 questions. On the Starbucks property, was that request by Starbucks or by the developer?
The request was not really, no, not the developer, but the Starbucks was working corporately with a future tenant to the east. And so that was an issue with Starbucks and a future tenant that's looking at that site. I will add to that as well, just some additional information I failed to think of earlier. We do have an architectural box approved, but we are hoping soon to get the infill component of the architecture component. They hire a local architect to do the shell of the building, and then their corporate architect will come in and do kind of the infill. So we'll get those plans soon as well.
So is it 2 separate buildings?
There will be 2 separate buildings. So Starbucks, or the Russell Stover site was a fairly large site. They have proposed roughly in the middle of that site of a future property line to split it at a later date, once the new building or new tenant to the east makes application for permit. But yeah, there's approximately going to be about divided in half. Starbucks will use the western side, and the future tenant use the eastern side.
Is that only white box now, or is there a tenant in that we can?
Nothing has been submitted yet at this time of what they're using. They will use the shared driveway to come in exactly where it was at before. And then once it gets in the property, it splits and divides. It'll be another smaller building facility similar to the size of Starbucks.
Okay. One more question.
Yep.
Let me think just a second here. Can you give us an update on El Puente? I get a lot of questions on that.
They're getting really close. They've just been slowly moving along. Just last week, they did reach out to us about the last component that they need to do is resolve the kitchen hood and the fire alarm. And so I think they've got that worked out. They had some stuff installed that wasn't really per approved plans. They brought in a fire professional to review that, and they're working on addendum to us now to complete that component. But I believe that is the last piece, is the kitchen hood.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Gardner.
Yes, I just wondered if it's been determined when, Cameron, that the zoning regulations are going to be brought up at a non-legislative meeting, what that date will be? Is it soon?
I don't know if we've determined that, but as soon as we can get it opening on the agenda.
Okay.
I know we had 2 agenda items on the next one. I know that the mayor had requested a second one, and I don't remember what that was.
Golf carts.
Okay.
It's right up on the screen. I actually had a conversation with Clear Creek at their ribbon cutting the other day. We discussed the potential of the ordinance coming forward. At least we're in the planning stages of making it legal to drive golf cart on city streets. There are certain things that we need the input, obviously, of the staff and the Board of Aldermen, but the gentleman that was in was the president of the parent company. And he's out of Lamar Heights, Missouri, and he is actually the mayor of Lamar Heights, and told me a couple of different cities to reference for good common sense code with regards to operating a golf cart on city streets. We'll have that coming forward to you guys very soon.
So I would say we could easily put SF1 and SF2 on the August non-legislative meeting. And if the board so desires, or the mayor so desires to have 2 non-legislative meetings, which we do sometimes in August, we can certainly do that as well. Try to get it in before school starts.
Absolutely. All right. Any additional questions for Mr. Smith? Thank you, sir. Should have a park and recreation written report. Ms. Payne is unavailable to be here this evening, but if you have any questions, you can email those to her. All right. Miscellaneous comments and announcements from members of the board and or the mayor. This is your opportunity. Hearing none. All right, good. I appreciate that.
We've got a pretty big audience here tonight, and probably most of them already know, but we do have the new inclusive park opened up. The new inclusive playground opened up at the Neil and Betty Ball Park. That way, yeah,
Yes.
that way. I get turned around in here. Off of 10th Avenue, North 10th Avenue.
Yes, Parkview and turn on 10th. Yes.
Okay. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, you should. It's not only for disabled children and or disabled parents to go watch their children, but it's for children who aren't disabled too. So if you get a chance, go check that out. It's pretty awesome.
The first of its kind here in Christian County. Oh, are they? Good. Well, I think it's a great opportunity to level the playing field so all kids can play together. It's a great asset to our community. Any additional comments, questions? Hearing none, I entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh. The record will show that Alderman Galloway made the motion to adjourn. That was followed by the second of Alderman Campbell. All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you, everyone, for being here this evening. I hope you have a safe drive home.